Now, if you want to spread this shit around and take it back to your family and give it to them, make them sick, you go ahead and do that. Bless your heart.
Bless my heart. Bless your heart. He's afraid of the bugs.
Believe me, brother, if you're talking to a Marine, I'm not afraid of anything. What do you want to step into? I serve my country.
So,
Now,
good.
You want to take me someplace?
Where
Call me a coward. Come on. Jump on.
What are you afraid of? He thinks the governor is God. Now he's going to go call security. Yay! Silly people. So glad he's a Marine. Yay! Fighting for my freedom. Fighting for freedom. We're fighting for freedom. See, that's the scary thing. They're not all the same. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Yeah, the bodies are everywhere. Everywhere. They're just everywhere. I mean, they're in the bushes. They're in the people dying there behind the steering wheel in their car. People are dying everywhere. The hospitals are overwhelmed. Hospitals are overwhelmed. Hospitals are overwhelmed. The brave Marine is going to go call security because I'm not wearing my face diaper. What a total mind, just wow. People are so silly. Let's go see where he's at. Make you wear your face panties, make you get your vaccination. That Marine will take it in the butt. He's probably taken a lot of shots in the butt. I hear the peanut butter's the worst. Oh, where is the brave freedom fighter? Where is that guy? There's probably a couple other Marines here watching. We'll see if he wants to say anything. Let's see, where is everybody? I asked him if the governor was God. And he stopped for a minute and said, well, we elected him. Aren't we a nation under God? I said, we're supposed to be. God didn't tell us to put masks on our children that don't do anything. God didn't tell us to act silly and destroy our businesses and go bankrupt and watch our neighbors commit suicide because of financial insolvency. God doesn't say that kind of stuff. The Lord wants us to be right and just with each other. Nice day. No, this is exactly why millions of Germans and Jews watched the Holocaust go down. Because they never said No, I don't believe that. They all pretended the emperor had his clothes on. And that brave soldier thinks we're in the middle of a pandemic that's killing millions of people. I mean, I tripped over 3 this morning. I tripped over 3 bodies on the way to Walmart today. I had to step over them. And let me tell you, it was disturbing. It was disturbing. I mean, I've seen dead bodies. It's just gross, right? It's just sad and scary. Oh, there's Kirk. Let's go see if that one Marine wants to talk to Kirk Pendergrass. What did he say? I served this country? Uh-huh. Well, what'd you do? Your children are being abused in public indoctrination camps. You're wearing face panties because you don't understand biology and physics. I wonder if that guy wants to do the pepper spray test since his face diaper works so well. I'll go get some pepper spray and he can jump in the closet, pull the pin on the pepper spray, and his face diaper will protect him because that stuff just doesn't go through 200 micron mesh face panties. I don't see him. I don't see him. I just don't see him. I think he wanted to fight me. No. Oh, I see a nose. I see a nose. I don't see him. Where did he go? What's everybody else doing out there? I hope you're not wearing your face panties. Oh, I see a nose. Hey, brother. I see a nose. Breathing in, ocean of viral. See, does the science really know if viruses are even alive? They require a host cell for the mitochondria and all the little organelles and all that stuff to reproduce. So they can't really do anything on their own, kind of like most government employees. They have to have a host to suck on, to eat off of, to live off of. They're not producers, by and large. They just don't produce. Where'd he go? You know, if the guy punched me in Walmart, I wonder what that would be worth. 20 grand? That'd be interesting. I just don't know. I just don't know. But, you know, I could use 20 grand. Even... What's everybody else doing? Bring them on camera. I'm trying, Nikki. He walked away after he said he wanted to fight, I guess. It's hard to take a guy seriously who says he's a Marine, but he's wearing a mask because the governor gave the order, who says he believes in God, but he's obeying the governor. And I didn't want to ask him about the U.S. Constitution or the state nothing about law. It wasn't part. He wasn't going to be able to handle that. Too many big words and too much thought. The propaganda. He's been eating propaganda since he was probably 18 when he walked out of the recruiter's office. So, oh, you can show your nose, brother. It's okay. You got a handsome face. Oh, ice cream. Here's America's... I mean, if people are immunocompromised, it's because they hang out in this aisle too much. Not that I don't like it myself. I mean, ice cream. Ice cream's made out of milk. Ice cream makes people feel good. There's something called... oh, what's that stuff called? But there's a reason it's feel-good food. Cheese, ice cream, milk in general. Oh, what's it? Casomorphins. Casomorphins. Morphine might be a familiar term. It tickles your brain receptors in certain ways and makes you want to eat more, which is a good survival mechanism for babies because they're supposed to drink milk. Anyway, immunocompromisation definitely starts in the sugar aisle and the refined carbohydrate aisle. And anyway, don't buy the cheap petrochemical so-called vitamins from Walmart or Costco because they're not real. They're not whole food complexes. They're made from the byproducts of the petroleum industry, and it's just not the same. For instance, they'll tell you that ascorbic acid is the same as vitamin C. It's not. Ascorbic acid is only one part of the vitamin C complex. And if you want the full use of the automobile, you better have all the parts. Yeah, anyway. Plus, the fluoride. Oh, speaking of water, here... now, this is RO water. This is good for... well, I prefer to drink water with all the minerals in it because I believe they're supposed to be there. But if I had to drink something other than tap water, I mean, I don't want to drink tap water, then RO takes everything out. Minerals and the fluoride poisons that they put in our water system. And the water from Utah, Salt Lake County, they get their fluoride from the J.R. Simplot petrochemical fertilizer plant, rock phosphate plant, in Rock Springs, Wyoming. And once a week, the J.R. Simplot people will take a big tanker truck full of hydrofluorosilicic acid and they will dump it into the Harriman water supply, and it goes all over the valley at that point. And then we drink it, and then over the years we become dumber and dumber as calcification of the pineal gland sets in, or whatever. I read that somewhere. Sounded good, sounded very plausible. There's a reason they put it in there. There's a reason back in the 90s here in Salt Lake County, millions of dollars were put into the operation to trick Utahns into drinking fluoridated tap water. And they always pull out the same cards. Oh, it's for the children. Oh, it's for the poor children. Oh, it's for the poor people in the ghetto that have to drink tap water. We don't want their teeth to fall out, so we're going to put fluoride in the water. No, it makes you dumber. It makes you dumber. As the years go by, you become dumber and dumber, and then dumb and dumber, and it just keeps going on. And pretty soon you're like that silly guy over there that claimed to be a Marine that wanted to fight me because I accused him of being afraid because he was walking around with panties on his face. Yeah, you think the cops and the guys in uniform aren't going to put you on a boxcar one day? History makes no exception, people. There are no historical exceptions to this. Oh, I seen an employee. There are no historical exceptions to this. You're going to get the mask, and then the butt shot, and then the microchip, and then it's game over. Because you've already lost your will to survive. Oh, let's see. Black Friday deals. Hey, at least this time of year, though, when people fight in the stores over Chinese junk for Christmas, they'll be wearing a mask. It'll be harder to identify the people that start the ruckus. And anyway, I don't see him. If he was going to get security, I suppose they would have been here by now. Maybe not. Tattletale. What kind of a Marine vet goes and tattles? Interesting question. I am at Wal-Mart in Jordan Landing. Just came in to see what's going on, see what's yeah, I don't really need anything. But here we are. I need to go clean up the rest of my garden. You guys had all better learn how to farm, because they're going to shut off your food supply. And then you'll really stand in line to get the shot in the butt. But by that time, you'll be so whooped mentally. Probably not the people watching this, but most of your neighbors, they're really your biggest enemy. The mass hordes who sit back and watch history repeat. People that think God doesn't help those who help themselves. Most of my neighbors. They're the ones that are the worst. Because, you know, we do have government by the people, for the people, by the consent of the people. We consent to all this. We consent to all of this. And we like it. We like it because other people pretend to like it. There's a guy in Little Caesars the other day. Hello.
Hi.
He looks a lot like me, and he was throwing a little fit because somebody was freaking out. I walked in, contaminated the whole. Oh, did I say that? I like that one. Thought I contaminated the restaurant. Anyway, I threw a little fit, and then one of the people wearing a mask pulled their mask off, and he started throwing a fit, and we both got our food. You know, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Check out the glyphosate. You know, I try to have one shot a day, Paul. I try to have one shot of glyphosate in the morning and then a little nip at night, just to increase the cancer cases in the United States. Got to keep that petrochemical industry up and running, right? You betcha. So the governor is God of Utah, certainly not Jesus in the Latter-day Saint capital of the world. I don't know, this guy probably didn't go to church. He didn't really look like the type. He should. He needs to. Everybody needs to. Well, of course, churches are closed because the government said, hey, if you want to keep your tax-exempt status, you better walk the line. I get it. Especially in Utah. The Army never really left. Back in the 1850s, the U.S. Army, see, the Latter-day Saint pioneers, people call them the Mormons, members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, they left the United States of America because they were no longer getting their money's worth. It wasn't working. Everybody had walked away from the due process and the rights of man and all that stuff. So the converts, the early Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, they went out here to Utah to get away from the United States of America. And they had 10 years of peace. This was Indian country, part of Mexico, whatever. A lot of Utes and Paiutes and Goshutes. And anyway, 10 years later, here come the Army. You can't leave. We don't want you to leave. And then, of course, the southern states had a similar situation. Although they certainly weren't friendly to the Latter-day Saints 20 years before. They wanted to leave. And then old Honest Abe said, oh, no, you don't. It's true, the states created the Union, but Frankenstein's not going to let the doctor go. So they fought what they told us was the Civil War, and And we're still the enemy. It never went away. So Latter-day Saints of all people should know that when government has you, they're not going to let you go. It's just not the way it is most of the time. So here we are. Oh yeah, back to the tax exempt status. Yeah, you know, the Latter-day Saints went out here. I keep looking for that guy. It's probably not going to happen. I keep, the Latter-day Saint people came out here, including my great-great-grandparents from Missouri and other places, and, you know, they came out here to be free, and here comes the army. And after all was said and done, turn of the century, they basically threatened to take the temples if they didn't get in line. And anyway, the miracles of David and Goliath didn't repeat themselves. So the Latter-day Saint people have been getting in line to a certain extent ever since. And today it's one thing. Back then, yeah, you had a gun to your head. Today, it's mostly voluntary. We have an LDS governor, supposedly. We have an LDS legislature, supposedly. Half the cops are LDS. Attorney General's LDS. A lot of the veterans are LDS. And yet, the NSA's here, Big Brother's here. The psy-op is ramping up big here. We love a nice pair of boots. We love a nice pair of boots. Right on top of the face. Kiss the bottom. Mwah. Alright, I'm getting kind of bored here. Guess I'll just walk out the door and well, yeah. On our necks? Yeah, some people like it on the neck. And some people like shots in the butt. Like that one guy. Bless his heart. See, if you say bless his heart, you can say things about people and it's okay. Yep. But they're going to submit you if you let them. Oh, excuse me, sir. Voluntary, get in the boxcar. Hey, the first people that get on will probably have the best seats. Paint it red, white, and blue. Put an American flag on the side or on top and play a Toby Keith song. Yeah! America, baby. Freedom. That's spelled F-R-E-E-D-U-M-B. And that's the end. That's all she wrote. But actually, I don't want to preach pessimism here. I get caught in between. I do both. Depends on my mood. Sometimes I have more faith. Sometimes I have less. But, you know, how long, whenever you decide... Whenever we decide, it all goes away. I mean, there's 325 million of us. You could do whatever you want. And if you do righteous things, God will bless your efforts. Oh, the sun's coming out. Nice day. See if... policeman over there. Go see what he's doing. Policy man. You know, the only reason I call them slave patrol is because after 10 minutes of thoughtful observation, I've realized, I start counting all the things I can do for free. And there's just not very many. And then I read the slave code of Louisiana. Oh, they left the dog in there. There's a doggy in there. The windows are down. Good job. Good job. That dog would probably attack me. Wonder what that lawsuit would be worth. But see, when you sue the government, you're just suing your neighbors. It doesn't do anything. And that's stupid. What we should do is collectively wake up and stop contributing to the pain of others. Stop putting your neighbors in prison. I mean, you have to work and pay for it anyway. That's stupid. National suicide. Alright, well, that's about it. I'll see everybody later. Sorry there wasn't more of a show.